Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. It's 4:15 a.m. and I come to realize that life problems are kind of like an onion. You peel off one layer and another layer just gets completely exposed. And so you guys know that I recently had some good luck returning to the dating scene. Unfortunately, it has exposed other problems in my life. So especially my work life. Next semester I'm going to be teaching at two different colleges, and unfortunately, the campuses are 40 miles apart from each other. And I have been sick thinking about the commuting between the campuses next semester, especially because I'm also going to be moving out of this home next week, and I'm thinking about where to live and all that. The other thing that has been bothering me is the facilities. I really have a difficult time with the campus facilities at the Central Arizona College. We have no kitchenette, and every time I have to wash something, I have to use the bathroom. Something about having to use bathroom sinks really bothers me. I don't know why. And also, my office, for some reason, I can't get a good cell phone signal in there. Sometimes I'll be waiting for an important phone call. I gotta leave the phone outside of the office just so that it will ring, so that I won't miss the call. And that bothers me a lot. I'm so used to being able to get a signal, and I know I'm pleased that those are the only two things I'm complaining about at my new job. There are worse things to complain about at work, right? I'm not dealing with sexual harassment. I'm not dealing with prejudices. I'm not even dealing with students with behavioral problems, right? That was a big one at other colleges that I've taught at before, and I also worked at a tutoring center. Those were big ones, right? Although behavioral problems don't tend to bother me so much, not nearly as much as the prejudices and the toxicity and and all that. So the fact that I can even sit here and complain about not being able to get a cell phone signal at the desk or know where to wash my dishes, I think that's a good side. But at the same time, those are really bothersome because they really put a drag on everything, right? It's not just a couple of dishes or the missed calls. It's the fact that I even have to think about that, and it takes away energy that I should be using to teach, right? It's more that than anything else, right? I know it's hard to explain, but little details like that. Um, and then the other campus, parking there is kind of tricky. There isn't a good shade to park in. I drive a 20-year-old car, and I don't want the inside of the car to be completely fried out, right? The leather seats are falling apart, and having to park under the sun in the summertime, just really bothersome. Again, it's one of those things. Yeah, I might be able to look for a better parking situation, but at the same time, it zaps energy away from teaching, from office politics, from everything else that needs to happen in order for that job to happen, right? And did I have these problems this semester? Yes, I did. But I also had a broken heart and I couldn't get to these problems. Right? It's kind of weird how solving. I guarantee once I have a kitchenette in the office, once I have good cell phone signal, once I have a good parking space, other problems are going to surface. Right? Problems that I'm already dealing with that I didn't think were problems are going to bubble up to the surface. It's kind of weird, isn't it? But anyway, let's do some fortune telling with a deck of cards to see if I'll get any resolution with any of this, especially the kitchenette. That will solve a lot of problems. Actually, strike that. If only I could afford to eat out every meal so that I didn't have to pack lunch, I wouldn't have to think about that at all, right? So let's do some fortune telling. An ace. Remember, we draw cards until we hit a 4, and the more cards we draw, the better. Ah, only 3 cards. Well, that was okay. So we're not going to get that kitchenette. Let's do another fortune tell. This time, let's fortune tell about whether or not I'm going to make an art piece that sells for $1 million, and then I'll just eat out every meal. I'll never have to worry about cleaning anything, right? That works too, right? Okay, an art piece that sells for $1 million. Let's do fortune tell. What? Okay, I'm not going to get that either. How about let's fortune tell about I'll find another job where all the stars line up. I got a nice kitchenette, good parking spot, good cell phone signal wherever it is, and obviously no toxicity at work, no sexual harassment, no biases for being single, and good hours and all that, right? But especially a kitchenette because that bothers me so much. I think if I only had somewhere to wash my dishes, I could handle everything, right? I could negotiate the toxicity away, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8 card. That's about average. So maybe I'll go apply for that other job that I was looking at in Idaho. I think it was Northern Idaho University or something like that. Um, what else? But just the thought of having to wash my Tupperware in the sink really bothers me, and I even just talking about it will make me want to vomit. I don't know why it bothers me a lot. I almost got myself fired from the school last semester. I had cooked something in the microwave, and then I had nowhere to wash up, and I went to the bathroom. I couldn't clean everything, and it was disgusting. I kept wanting to vomit. In fact, I think I even vomited. I got a cardboard box and put everything in the cardboard box, and I went to the vice president of the school, and thank God he wasn't there because I was about to confront him. Instead, I left the cardboard box at his office, right outside his office. I left a note on it saying that, do you realize that there are people who have eating disorders? They need to eat at a certain time, and there's nowhere to wash. This is gross. You know, COVID-19 is still around, and this is unacceptable. And to my surprise, he left a note back saying that they're working on it. Please continue to have patience with us, something like that. And that you know what? It wasn't just the kitchenette that bothered me. It was the last straw. I was dealing with broken heart. It was hot. We were just coming out of hot weather. And so I was dealing with long commutes. I teach at two different colleges, spread out, and the broken kitchenette was only the last straw, and I almost got myself fired over it. And I feel embarrassed now thinking about it. Thank God the vice president wasn't there that day. I was so ready to kill him the other day. All right, because he's usually there. All right, let's do another fortune tell about uh, whether or not we will finally have singles equality in 2025 AD. Here in Arizona, being single is not a protected characteristic, actually. So that's why I usually say solo sexual, because that puts me in a protected class, in theory at least, right? Being single isn't protected here. You could literally advertise a job that says we only pay singles 10% of what we pay people who are married. Technically, that is legal. It wouldn't be good business sense, obviously. You probably couldn't say the same about solo sexual, right? We refuse to hire solo sexuals. Is probably not legal here in Arizona or any other state, right? So that's why I usually say solo sexual. But let's see. Let's do a prayer on singles equality in 2025. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. That's a good sign. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 20. 23 cards. But that's a pretty good number. What was the probability of drawing 22 cards without a 4? I did it on an Excel spreadsheet one time. I forgot where I put it. I'll let you calculate the probability, but I remember it being pretty low. This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.